to the Coalition's nuclear energy proposal now. It is expected to include large-scale nuclear reactors, not just small modular reactors. Joining us now, the National Senator Matt Canavan. So can you confirm this is all going on behind the scenes, Matt?
Well, look, I always say what I think publicly, Peter, and for what it's worth, I think we've got to remove all of these bans. There's no point being half pregnant here. We really do have to stop our own laws holding Australia back, and our ban on nuclear energy is holding Australia back. There are many countries around the world that are building nuclear power plants right now. Primarily, they are building the large-scale reactors. These are designs that we can have off the shelf. And I'm all for looking at the newer technologies like small modular reactors, but I think one of the problems we've got ourselves into, the mess we have that is our energy system today, is because too many people are always trying to hitch their wagon to a star that does not yet exist. Whether it's small modular reactors, whether it's hydrogen, whether it's batteries, there's always all this talk about the next big thing, rather than just dealing with the problems we have now, which is clearly a lack of adequate power, reliable power, especially when the sun doesn't shine, the wind doesn't blow. Let's just invest in something that works today.
So you know what
tomorrow will take care of itself.
So you know what the opposing arguments are going to be, and we've already heard some of that this morning. I spoke to the Treasurer about that a short time ago. He called this a coalition nuclear fantasy. He pointed to the costs, he pointed to the untested technology, and of course the time. It's way off down the track. What are your response to that?
Well, on the latter point, the technology does exist. It's clearly something that's been used safely for decades, nuclear technology, so that's just wrong. On the costs, the question is compared to what? I mean, compared to Snowy 2.0, look how much that is costing. It's already blown out the $12 billion before you have to start building the transmission line. And now the government is about to launch a new clean energy investment scheme, the so-called capacity investment scheme, which some analysts reckon could cost us all $67 billion. And we still won't get reliable power supplies after that. We have wasted so much money on this space. When, as I say, why don't we just grab something off the shelf? Whether it's a coal-fired power station, a gas-fired power station, a nuclear power station, get something off the shelf that can work 24/7.
So where would you
do that as soon as we can?
So where would you put them, Matt? Where would you put them, and what would you do with the waste? They're the two big questions.
Well, I think it's yeah, exactly. And I think it's logical to have them where the coal-fired power stations are. That's where the transmission lines are. That's where a lot of our heavy industry is. And we want to support that. I want to keep our manufacturing jobs in Australia, not keep shipping them overseas. So places like Gladstone, just down the road from where I live, got no problem with them at all. I mean, nuclear power plants are beautiful things. They look wonderful.
Unless they erupt.
And they're very, very clean. They're very, very clean. I mean, it's the most cleanest form of power generation around. It's one of the safest forms of power generation around. And then on the waste issue, we've got to build a high-level nuclear waste facility now that we're buying the subs.
Yeah, okay. So how would you go against...
We're going to have that.
If there's community, and I'm talking about Chernobyl here, I'm talking about Fukushima, how do you assuage concerns from the public that that kind of incident couldn't happen in the future?
Yeah, well, look, I mean, you can't completely remove risk in life, but around the world, including here in Australia, the biggest energy issues that have led to fatalities have involved explosive materials like gas, like petrochemicals. They are the things that can blow up, and we have refineries all around the country. Look at hydrogen. We're talking about putting hydrogen, right? If you're worried about nuclear, wait till you hear about hydrogen. Did you remember that Beirut explosion a few years ago?
Yeah.
That was hydrogen. That was ammonia. It can explode. It is a very dangerous and volatile substance. So there's always risk in life. But on any measure, nuclear power is the safest form of energy production, reliable energy production in the world. And that's one of the reasons, just one of the reasons, we should not ban it here in this country.
All right. Matt Canavan, good to chat as always. We'll talk to you soon.